My name is Nick Watson. I'm the SVP of Experiences here at Cheetah Digital. I'm coming to you live from London. We're here today to help those of you that are new to the Cheetah Experiences platform or those that are already pros to begin or improve your zero-party data collection strategies. And that's about enriching and acquiring data about your customers that's built on trust, collected with consent, and is used to better power and personalize your marketing. We're going to run through our top 5 tips with some great client examples. We want to help you to be better, faster, fitter and stronger in the way that you connect with and understand your customers. Why? Well, because we're nice, and also because we want you to be successful, because when you're successful, so are we. And if you're not already collecting or utilizing this type of data, you really should be. If you watched Fatima and Richard's session yesterday, you'll know all about the fact that the cookie is crumbling, and returning to old habits of relying on the walled gardens to connect with your customers will leave you frustrated and fighting through all that noise. I'm really excited to be here today. Let's get started, Nick.
Thanks, Nick. And before we get into some best practices and see the platform in action, I'd like to dig into the Cheetah Experiences solution itself, talk quickly about the features and benefits, and hit on the role Cheetah Experiences plays in the overall Cheetah customer engagement suite. Dozens of the world's top brands partner with Cheetah Digital to scale their marketing programs by growing their opt-in audiences and enriching their customer profiles with valuable zero-party data. Let's spend just the next couple of minutes hitting on a few reasons why that's the case. First off, at the core of the customer engagement suite sits the Cheetah Engagement Data Platform. Cheetah Experiences, Cheetah Loyalty, and Cheetah Messaging are all natively integrated with the Engagement Data Platform, which enables marketers to do some truly amazing things. The Engagement Data Platform combines the depth and breadth of a robust data platform with real-time cross-channel execution capabilities in a single solution. It enables enterprise-class data management and much, much more. The Engagement Data Platform enables a true 360-degree view of your customer by ingesting data from virtually any source in real time through RESTful APIs and a robust connectors framework, and then gives you the power and flexibility to efficiently use those data to delight customers and drive business results. Within the Engagement Data Platform, marketers can use advanced analytics and integrated machine learning to generate insights and drive audience selection. Then activate those audiences through personalized one-to-one messaging across channels. The Engagement Data Platform incorporates a smart messaging framework with horizontal scalability to provide speed and performance, and real-time data and decisioning at send time to enable sophisticated triggers and ultimately extraordinary customer experiences. And speaking of extraordinary customer experiences, fueling the Cheetah Engagement Data Platform with new customer opt-ins and rich zero-party data is Cheetah Experiences. Cheetah Experiences makes it easy for non-technical marketers to create engaging, interactive marketing experiences that collect opt-ins, PII data, preference insights, and purchase intentions at speed and scale across all channels. Cheetah Experiences features a library of nearly 100 pre-built interactive experiences that you as a marketer can edit and customize through guided workflows and easy-to-use drag-and-drop editors. The library includes a wide variety of quizzes, contests, polls, games, and forms of all types to help you build digital experiences quickly and easily, but it also gives you the flexibility to flex your creative muscles and build completely new and amazing digital experiences from scratch. The tool gives you the power to efficiently build, save, and reuse and test optimized experiences at scale, enabling Cheetah Experiences customers to make meaningful impacts on their businesses. With that, let's dig into some best practices and take a look at some excellent programs. this is a great place to kick off, Nick. Start small and start now. If anyone missed Fatima and Richard's session, I highly encourage you to go back, watch that one on demand, because they really hit on why brands who begin to develop and execute on their zero-party data strategy today will have a big advantage over those who wait until tomorrow. As the importance of the third-party cookie in today's ad tech environment has waned, some call it the cookie apocalypse we're currently living through, smart brands have invested more in their first-party data assets and have come to realize the tremendous value zero-party data brings to the table. The cookie apocalypse was well on its way before COVID-19 hit the planet, but as Jay Baer and Seth Godin alluded to in their keynotes, the pace of digital transformation has exploded exponentially since the virus hit, and zero-party data and the customer experiences we enable through the use of zero-party data can be critical and even transformative to your business during these crucial times. And good news, there's no need to boil the ocean here. As we'll get into, brands and marketers can start small, but they do need to start now.
That's exactly right, and the boiling the ocean is where the problem lies, because so many brands believe that they need to understand every trait and segment that they want to use to personalize, and then start trying to ask for that data straight away, and that just isn't the case. It's so critical to just identify a few key elements of data, whether that's something demographic or whether that's about a preference that you believe is important for you to know as a brand, and you believe is important for your customers to tell you, that will better personalize their experience so that they derive some value from it, and so do you too. So absolutely don't hold back from starting because you believe you need some huge strategy with all of your traits and segments and profiles built out already. Just start with a few key questions that you know will be important, and then you have a good idea of how you're going to use to personalize your marketing from there on.
Aeropostale designs, sources, markets, and sells all its own merchandise and principally targets a younger demographic. They have great jeans, and jeans represent a big piece of the business. With COVID disrupting the back-to-school buying season, they wanted to engage their audience with an experience that generated detailed customer information to drive ongoing campaigns and personalization efforts. These data allow Aeropostale to get extremely granular with their personalization without ever being creepy or potentially relying on inferred data.
Yeah, so many retail brands, they have so much data on purchase history or as people have browsed through their site looking at their products, and they believe that that is good enough for personalization. But of course, if someone's browsed through, looked at a product, decided it's not right for them, then why would you start to follow up to see if they might still have an interest in it, when actually you could ask them about their preferences, and alternatively, they might not have actually been looking for themselves. They may have been deciding to buy a present, and therefore by asking them who they're looking for and what they're looking for, you can better personalize because they told you, rather than inferring it from what they bought before or what they viewed on your site.
Arsenal Football Club was founded in 1886 and has been providing engaging customer experiences to fans for well over 100 years. They've been using Cheetah experiences for some of that time to generate zero-party data and keep fans engaged even when they're not in their seats.
Yeah, these guys, they got started really quickly. In the first 3 months, they'd already launched 10 campaigns, and the idea was to take those moments of engagement, whether that was a kit launch, for example, as we see here, or whether that's any other moments pre or post a match as well. And at each time that you know that there might be a moment of engagement with a fan, utilize that time to collect some data, and of course, that's through acquisition and building up new fan profiles. But for those that are already fans, asking a few extra simple questions along the way as well to better personalize the subsequent fan experience for them.
Integrating data and using it across channels. This is a critical best practice. It sounds simple, but like so many best practices, the devil's in the details, and some brands and marketers face issues with siloed data on the back end and failing to really integrate their programs to drive excellent customer experiences on the front end. If you caught Stephanie's presentation, she hit on this in her talk, and she emphasized the importance of effectively integrating zero-party data. She made it sound pretty simple when she said, if you're going to ask for it, you need to use it. I think those were her exact words. Sometimes easier said than done. Zero-party data sources need to be tightly integrated into your data platform and made available to all key systems of activation. When that happens, brands and marketers can execute some truly excellent programs, delighting customers and driving business objectives.
Exactly. Part of the reason people don't get started, or perhaps start and then don't continue, is that data isn't connected to whether it's a data warehouse, a CDP, an ESP, that allows them to quickly access and take action with the data. And therefore what happens is this data goes into a silo, it's kind of under some lock and key, and you might have to go to another team to get access to it or request it, and it takes a number of weeks. And of course, that holds you back from being agile in your marketing and taking action with the great rich zero-party data that you've collected. So it is absolutely critical that data is connected to some form of database that allows you to very quickly take action with it. And with the Cheetah Experiences product, of course, we're integrated natively into Cheetah messaging and of course our engagement data platform too. And that means that all Cheetah clients can immediately take action with data in almost real time as it's being entered into an experience. And we believe that's absolutely critical. And if you're not doing that, you need to start doing so.
I really love this example. One, because it showcases the full Cheetah customer engagement suite in action, experiences, Cheetah messaging, Cheetah loyalty, and the engagement data platform. And two, because it does feature my favorite ice cream brand. It efficiently connects the online and offline world, engaging customers with the Haagen-Dazs loyalty program and providing an extremely compelling value proposition here. Nick?
Definitely, and this example here perfectly embodies why you should be connecting directly through to some form of database that allows you to take quick action, because here in this moment, as exactly as you said, Nick, you're able to take a moment in time where someone is physically in a location to gather and acquire some first-party data about them. QR codes have definitely had a renaissance since the COVID crisis. It just shows that, you know, if you hang around long enough, you might get your moment in the sun, and theirs is certainly now. And so take advantage of that. It's a brilliant way, and people are used to now scanning QR codes and converting an experience. So as people are in store, or in this instance here a cafe, scan the QR code, gather some data, and tell them why, in that moment, why it's going to be an advantage for them to do that, what value exchange there is, for example. And in this instance here, they were immediately followed up with a personalized offer that was triggered from our loyalty platform and allowed them to then go and redeem in the cafe to get some money off some more ice cream and snacks.
Air New Zealand's been operating for over 80 years, is the flag carrier airline of New Zealand, and delights customers with tremendous service as well as exceptional marketing. They run a wide variety of campaigns through Cheetah Experiences, but this campaign is exceptional in the way it leverages the data in near real time and uses it to enrich customer profiles on an ongoing basis.
Taking advantage of data in the moment, triggering an email from the data that you collect as quickly as possible is really super powerful, and that's exactly what Air New Zealand did here with this particular experience. So they ran it across multiple channels, something that is also really important. It was published on their website, inside an ad unit, and on a media publisher's site as well. And as the participant took part in the quiz that was offering them a chance to win a trip to one of of the new destinations that Air New Zealand were flying in the US. They answered questions about their preferences for travel. Do they like beaches? Do they like mountains? Do they like cities? And at the end of that, they were given a particular destination in the US and a chance to win a trip to that destination, as I said. But following that, Air New Zealand immediately emailed and triggered an email with money off to that particular destination, and they saw some incredible sales, up to $5 million worth of sales, off the back of these personalized, targeted emails that utilized the preference information and the destination that the participants had received. Now, that's a great story in itself, but obviously the key to this is the questions they were asking weren't so specific to US destinations that they couldn't be used again. They were travel preferences that would be relevant for many destinations that Air New Zealand flew to. And of course, what they then did was, not only take great sales off the back of this experience, but they also use that data again when they're following up and personalizing their marketing to those individuals to offer them new potential destinations that they might be interested in based upon the preferences that they completed taking part in this experience.
Test, learn, optimize, repeat. This one can be a best practice at virtually any marketing presentation on any topic, because testing, learning, and optimizing is a crucial component of what we all do. For a variety of reasons, however, it often doesn't happen enough in acquisition and enrichment programs. The set it and forget it strategy is a go-to for far too many marketers, but those who do have the tools and the inclination to test and learn can make big strides. Testing formats, value proposition, copy elements, imagery, number of fields, they can all be really solid tactics.
Yeah, of course, testing and learning in advertising's been happened a lot, using different A/B tests and creative executions to see where you get the most clicks. But when it comes to marketing, often because these experiences are being hand-coded, for example, they're not easy to test or change, and therefore often there is no A/B testing. They've gone through, I'm sure, a good cycle of customer experience and consideration in terms of wireframes, but you never know until the moment that someone interacts with it whether or not you're going to convert them or whether or not they're going to be engaged. What's so powerful about using the Cheetah Experiences platform is that you can take a particular experience, you can change it, you can change the layout, you can change the flow, and you can therefore clone and test different versions against one another. And that is exactly what they did here with Kraft Heinz with their Kraft singles campaign that they launched. A nice other important part of this particular experience was that they were utilizing a database of first-party cookies that they had already and targeting those individuals on social in order to try and convert them and obtain some type of email address and other PII data. And along with that, as part of the experience, they were quiz questions about their preferences about Kraft singles. So they were able to take what was a cookie through to having an opted-in email address for those that opted in, and to also get some really important zero-party data about their preferences and likes and dislikes for Kraft products as well. So there's a really good example there. And of course, had they wanted to, and again, the power of the platform comes into its own, on the fly, while something's live, you can change it, you can move it around. If something's not working, converting, you look at the insights in real time and you say, hold on a minute, this isn't working, I'm not seeing the conversion rate I expect, and take action with that, move things around, rejig the flow, clean things up, remove a page, and it's as easy as that, and then have a look and see how that's working. So you can either A/B test with two experiences, or you can always just change an experience on the fly and see whether that makes a difference.
Enriching the customer journey with zero-party data. I'd argue that mapping the customer journeys and orchestrating excellent data-driven cross-channel campaigns that drive positive and valuable customer journeys is more important today than ever before. And the customer journey has gotten much more complex. It's harder to do today than ever before. Customers now engage over multiple devices, phones, laptops, iPads, on and on, through different networks, Facebook, the web, Amazon, offline, online, as well as mobile apps. And marketers need to rely on rock-solid data to drive efficient customer journeys. it's become more and more clear that zero-party data can be a key resource towards making that happen.
Yeah, all too often the customer journey is considered in many ways. Think of an onboarding journey for a customer, for example, but they don't necessarily include in the journey the idea that you could always ask for more information, that you could collect more data in that journey. And we believe that's a really critical part of forming journeys and considering journeys, is to include data capture experience alongside that. So here Kellogg's actually we have a number of experiences here that are all tied in and part of their loyalty program, and as part initially of the first initial email that a customer gets as the onboarding program, they have an experience, and immediately that experience asks them to talk about their snack preferences. And along with that, not only are they talking about their snack preferences, but they're asked for some demographic information about family as well, so that Kellogg's can start to understand their current situation as well. So great way to immediately engage. And of course there's a value exchange. As always, the value exchange in this instance is some loyalty points, because this is part of a program. Another example of how in the journey along the way, as Kellogg's are trying to understand more about their consumers and their preferences, they again engage them with a value exchange to provide data about their preferences for plant-based foods. And in this instance here, Kellogg's were using that data to consider their product strategy and where to move with that. And then finally, as another part of the journey, as potentially someone hasn't engaged with the program for a while, they haven't spent points or they haven't logged back in again, then triggering an email with an experience associated with it to effectively ask them to come and, again, for the value exchange of some more points, tell us what you're looking for in terms of rewards. And of course, in doing that, you're asking for information that is going to give you as in Kellogg's, some good data about perhaps why people haven't been engaged with the program, because they're not finding the rewards that they're looking for. And along with that too, you've drawn them back into the program, and hopefully through that you've incentivized them to start taking part again. So it really is very important to see these experiences as a collection, to have them always on, to have them built at different parts in journeys, not just a one experience at a time. One experience, it's done, let's look at the data and let's think what next. Consider the overarching structure of where you might put an experience and why, and make it part of your everyday customer journey.
Scale programs through variety and value. Seth Godin has built a career on this best practice, written several books on the topic. Jay Baer's most recent book, Utility, which you should read if you haven't yet, focuses on this variety and value. Customer experiences that are boring do not scale well. Neither do those that don't provide a clear and compelling value proposition for the consumer to engage and trust you with their data. By offering value and keeping it fun and interesting, we've helped brands scale some truly excellent programs.
Again, the thing about building these experiences when you're not using a platform like the Experiences platform is that you've got to hand code them or build them from scratch every time, and that ends up limiting you in what you end up doing. And if you do that, you might just run the same type of simple quizzes that look pretty similar every layout, and if you do that time and time again, then you're not going to get the results and the engagement that you're looking for. With the Experiences platform, we have so many of these different experience types, over 85 of them in the App Store, and through that, in the moment, you can think, what else do I want to do to engage my consumers and at what time? And that can be through the way you creatively treat the campaigns, because of the flexibility and the way that you can lay out or add custom code or design, or it can be the mechanic itself. So for example, running a meme generator, running an instant win game, spin to win, for example, or running a multi-stage voting contest, a much more kind of interactive, engaging, user-generated content. So there are so many different ways to do that, and you need that flexibility and that extensibility in your zero-party data program that will then allow you to keep your customers engaged and to give them something different rather than all of the same type of experiences over and over again.
I absolutely love this example. Manchester United is slightly older than Arsenal, and they've been delighting fans for about 142 years. But this year, when fans couldn't physically be in the seats, they used Cheetah Experiences to get them into the seats virtually and safely. This is just a tremendous campaign.
Yeah, the way that they've used the platform here, a simple mechanic in terms of uploading photos, but again, it's the creative idea behind what they're trying to achieve which brings this to life in a different way, or something that we've not seen before. And it was super powerful to see these incredible images of the stadium. Everyone was so pleased to see sport back again, and to have these images dotted around the stadium, and I felt a real pride to know that the platform had been used to collect all of those particular images, and there are fans dotted around all over the world watching that and looking for their face. So really exciting to see the creative ways that you can use the platform.
Well, Nick, Bud Light's hiring a new CMO, Chief Meme Officer, and they're using Cheetah Experiences to drive the recruiting effort. This is a tremendous campaign. It's designed to engage Bud Light advocates, collect fun, user-generated content, and potentially add creative talent to the organization. Take us through this one.
Definitely creative execution, a great idea. The flexibility not just to follow the same templates or themes every time, to extend upon the look and feel and to add something different to creatively to bring it to life and drive that engagement. Yeah, love it. Absolutely super engaging campaign. That was really important for them to target the demographic that they were looking for with something fun and exciting, and I think that's exactly what they did.
I love this campaign from Enfamil. It offers a really strong value proposition. Users upload a photo, they select from and apply a filter, then they receive a free physical print in store to make that memory come to life. This in exchange for data to be used to better target them with valuable messaging. It's a real win-win. Love this campaign.
Yeah, and this is always on, so they just have that sitting on their site ready for any new parents who are coming to the site to engage in, and who doesn't want to have some great photo of their little one in a nice frame and directed towards a printer as well. So it's a great way to just engage, capture the attention of your customers and give them something extra. It's a lovely feature, and it's a lovely thing to be able to do. So really nice to see, and really powerful to have that as something that is available constantly, and actually then can supplement some of the other experiences that they're running as well.
Really great stuff, Nick. So just to wrap up here on the best practices, for starters, there's no need to boil the ocean here. You can start by just asking a simple question to new customers. You don't need to launch with a fully developed zero-party data program on day one. But today is a great day for you to take next actions and get started. 2, zero-party data needs to be effectively integrated into all of your key data sources for customer data, which is often easier said than done. It requires the right technology to make it happen efficiently. Testing, learning, and optimizing is critical to the process, not news here. In the process of effectively stewarding valuable, enriching, mutually beneficial customer journeys can be made much more effective by incorporating zero-party data. Finally, to scale programs, marketers need to incorporate a compelling value exchange into their efforts and ensure the experiences they launch continue to delight audiences through variety and value. Nick, back to you.
Thanks so much for joining us today. We really hope you found some useful tips, whether you're just starting out or looking to improve upon your zero-party data collection strategy. Now, we here at Cheetah Digital like to practice what we preach, and of course we've therefore created an experience we'd love you to participate in. You will see somewhere around the screen here a QR code, yep, that trusty QR code. Please take your phone out, snap that QR code and participate in our experience. It's an opportunity for you to give us feedback about the session today, tell us more about yourself, ask us any questions as well, and it wouldn't be an experience without a value exchange exchange. What's our value exchange? Well, you lucky things. Your value exchange is some time with me. If you check the box and complete the experience, then you can have 30 minutes to chat about your first and zero-party data strategy or anything else you want to chat about. And I really look forward to connecting and finding out where you are on your journey. So please do complete the experience. I'd love to connect with you following this session. Thanks again, and remember, in order to drive customer lifetime value, build your relationships based upon data about your customers that they've told you rather than you've inferred or observed. Thanks again.
Signals 20, the content series for marketing rock stars.
Great stuff, Nick. Thanks everyone for joining us today. I am coming to you live from Seattle. Nick is live from London. I bet we both have similar weather in the background right now. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We do have a load of questions here, so let's get right to it. First, Nick, the profile of a client that can truly take advantage of the experiences platform, how advanced do they need to be? I love the question. I have thoughts here, but I'll kick it over to you to start.
I think, and thanks, Nick, and hi, everyone. It's good to be here. It's actually a little bit sunny here, contrary to popular belief.
You got me
it's
beat.
not always right. Okay. Yeah, I think the important part is that you have an understanding of why you want to be running experiences, the data that you're collecting, and what outcomes you're looking for from that. So that doesn't have to be a particular profile. It just has to have an alignment either within your team or the organization in general across departments is ideal, that you have a focus on why this data is important and what you're then going to go and do with that. So I think that's the most important thing that we see. It's a readiness to take advantage of that. There are lots of ways that you can still benefit from using the platform, and there might be reasons of cost benefits from the ability to quickly build these experiences that you are already creating, I don't know, hand coding or bespoke. But the key focus, I think, if you're looking at a profile, has to be a willingness and a readiness to begin that journey and to understand why that data is important and how that can give you the outcomes you're looking for, whether that's revenue, whether that's about acquisition goals and such like.
Yep. Yeah, makes very good sense. And I see we have another question here that's going to lead us into this direction. But I would also just add that in terms of actually using the platform, it is built for marketers. And so in terms of kind of the level of kind of expertise one needs to around, whatever HTML or coding, it's really built for marketers. So not a lot of advanced requirements there, but we'll get into that. So another question: what creative resources / creative assets are required to build an experience? What's required to get something up and off the ground, Nick?
Yeah, it's a good question, actually. It's a good point, because I'm thinking about, as I saw that question pop up, I realized we didn't really cover that necessarily the concept of themes within the experiences platform. Well, whenever we begin working with a new client, or if they have a brand refresh, we create a theme, which is the look and feel, the brand, online, digital brand look and feel for that particular brand or that organization as well. And once that's created, and back to your point about non-technical marketer, that then allows you to build these experiences without needing to know code, without needing to change design. And all you'll then need to do in terms of assets is to put in the images that you want to include, add in the copy, and then that's it. That's ready to go, and that's oven ready to deploy live, whether that's embedded in your site and it just looks seamless, or whether that's on other channels such as social. But what's also important is to know that the extensibility of the platform that we also spoke about is the ability to add in custom code to completely change the look and feel on a one-off basis if you have the development skills to target a particular element on a page and just change the CSS to change the look and feel for that particular element on the page. So you have this option to be really varied in that. And if you don't have the skill set in-house to do that, which might be common, that could be your agency doing that. Or we also have our studio team, our services team, who have a wealth of knowledge in these and can really creatively and quickly build out not just the themes and the setup for our clients, but they can also help to do custom designs and also some of the more kind of involved or custom implementations or custom experiences that we create, where perhaps we've done something different with the platform or we've integrated with a different tool we've not integrated with before.
Yep. Great stuff. Step in to just help scale programs too when required.
Yeah.
Great stuff. A question here from Dan. Many of our transactions happen in our mobile app. Is a QR code the best way to launch experiences on mobile devices, in-app? Some thoughts there, Nick, in terms of kind of mobile and how mobile just kind of fits into the picture here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we saw the example with Haagen-Dazs and the QR code. That's a great way, particularly from the physical to the digital as well. When you think of and obviously that's therefore typically on mobile. So absolutely, that's a great route to being able to get someone to interact on mobile. In addition to that, there are some other opportunities for deploying experiences that might be mobile first. There is the ability to publish inside an app, for example. So you could publish an experience inside your mobile app, and then that means that you can do a couple of things. You can either just engage your app users, in-app message them to take part in the experience or promote it within the app, and they take part in that. And that might be something that you can then do to drive engagement, re-engagement with your app. Or you can actually put an app-only experience that you promote externally in order to drive app downloads as well. So if you really have a mobile-first strategy and app download or penetration is really important to you, put an experience inside the app, drive people toward that, so they have to be in the app, they have to have signed in order to take part in that experience. And actually, if we look at another channel from a mobile perspective, SMS is also a great channel, and actually we've been looking deeply at this recently and have created some new experiences that are really good, that are focused around using SMS to target individuals where you have a phone number and, for example, then asking them to complete more profile information. So maybe then from a mobile number getting an email address and some preference information. That's one kind of quiz route, but also the idea of that kind of instant win or gamification mechanic. So using the haptics in your mobile to shake or to scratch away or to press and reveal, all of those type of mechanics that just are really super engaging. And then those ones are really good. That's that right time, right place mentality, which is the same as with Haagen-Dazs, that if you text someone, SMS them with that experience to take part in, that might be something they can convert immediately with a voucher or a code, go and redeem straight away in store.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff. We have 2 more questions here and I think 3 more minutes to fit them in, Nick. So let's get good with this. KPIs. What KPIs should I be focused on when launching a zero-party data program? I love that question. We should all be focused on the numbers and the KPIs. How does zero-party data impact the program, and what KPIs should we be looking at, Nick? I love the question.
Yeah. So there are so many KPIs that you can measure because this depends on what you're looking to achieve by the collection of this data. So there's, straight up list growth, for example. You could be looking to grow your list acquisition. There could be revenue to look at, or you can use a KPI of the revenue that you can gain by acquiring those new members to a list, because you know how much a newly acquired opted in email address is to you in your program as well. So that's another one there. You can also look at, for example, re-engagement. So the idea that if you have that zero-party data and you personalize that, you can look at that. So for example, if you're using channels like email, SMS and others to talk to people you've already got the email addresses, you have your KPIs there, which then you can measure in terms of the value of the revenue, the lead on sales from those individuals, where you have a richer profile, for example. There are so many different ways. And then just aside from the data, there are KPIs that our clients also measure themselves on in terms of the speed to create these, the volume that they can create, the cost of creating these versus bespoke building them as well. So there are KPIs all across the board that help here, and of course, all of these are trying to track towards that elusive customer lifetime value a measurement as well, and that's so important too.
Yep, for sure. I'll just tack one on return on ad spend. We heard yesterday from Bowtech, a great session. If you haven't tuned into that one, it's on demand right now. Just their story about using zero-party data to drive efficiencies in their ad programs is remarkable. So tack that one on too. Final question. I think we have probably 45 seconds. This is a slam dunk. Can you gamify campaigns, Nick? Coming from Rich, can you gamify campaigns?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we're seeing this is really common at the moment. Everybody wants a chance to win, and capturing that moment in time with someone with a moment that they think, not just like I'm entering a sweepstake and I have this small percentage chance of being a winner. It's that chance to gamify. I'm going to take my chance. Maybe I'll get another free go, and there is an opportunity to win a big prize. Maybe that's part of it as well. But I also know that there's also a good chance I'm going to get something that I can either redeem now, or that is going to be something that I know I want and that I can quickly achieve as well. So definitely gamifying those is brilliant. And we've got a load of those great examples: roulette, spin to wins, scratch and win, all of those types as well. And they are really, really powerful at the moment, both from an acquisition perspective and a re-engagement perspective.
Yep, absolutely. All about that value exchange. Everyone, thanks for joining us today. Get ready. We have a great session coming up next with sports and media, digging deep into the platform again. So appreciate you joining. Nick, thank you. Thanks to everyone. And have a great rest of the week.